Get ready for a wave of game show nostalgia. Welcome to MsMojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best Nickelodeon game shows. Nickelodeon! For this list, we're taking a look at some of the best game shows Nickelodeon has offered throughout the network's history. Number 10, Brain Surge. The newest game show on the list, Brain Surge had a lot going for itself. Hosted by Jeff Sutphin, Brain Surge pitted 6 kids against each other in a test of memorization and quick reflexes. From matching images to remembering the details of an absurd story, the show proved to be a great way for kids to think and strengthen their memories.
I didn't know that bubblegum ice cream was made with brown sugar, which I'm allergic to, so my head swelled up like a balloon. An hour later, I was feeling better, so we took a horse-drawn carriage ride around Franklin Park.
The show had a surprising amount of production value, featuring cartoons of said stories and even chairs that would reel contestants into a giant mouth. Needless to say, this was a game show we would have loved to see live. Unfortunately, Brain Surge only lasted 3 seasons, getting cancelled in 2011 and airing on Nicktoons until 2014. Number 9, Get the Picture.
Thank you, Henry J. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Get the Picture, the game show where an eye for detail can make you a winner.
This was one of a handful of game shows filmed at Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida. While Get the Picture was short-lived, lasting just 2 seasons, it was still a solid show. 2 teams of 2 players must analyze a giant screen made up of smaller screens to guess what the hidden image is.
Put our next puzzle up on the board. There you go, it's a thing.
However, each team would have to answer an array of different questions in order to claim squares. Sounds basic enough, but it was easy to get into and made for an entertaining evening of yelling answers at our screens.
Not bad, huh? How do you feel?
Good!
Good! What are you gonna tell your friends back home?
Number 8, Wild and Crazy Kids.
Well, you know how sometimes when you're at a pool, and your parents walk by and they say, hey, don't splash me, I don't want to get wet. We've got 3 teams of adults and kids who are gonna trash that idea totally.
If trivia wasn't your thing, you probably got hooked on watching Wild and Crazy Kids. Whereas most of Nickelodeon's game shows centered around trivia, Wild and Crazy Kids was all about physical challenges and stunts, and they did them well. Ever wanted to see an RC car race through a track littered with mines? How about a game of human piñata? Or riding a wild roller coaster while trying not to spill your drink?
Now, everyone riding the classes will have these mugs filled with colored water. That's red for the girls and blue for the boys. Now, the object is simple. Ride this insane roller coaster and try to keep as much water in the mugs as possible.
The editing and sound may not have aged too well, this was the 90s, but this show was one for the daredevils. It was so much fun that 10 years after its original run, it was brought back for a 2002 revival. Number 7, Finders Keepers.
Hey, Merry Christmas and welcome to Finders Keepers, the only show where trashing a room can win you some dough.
Were you the type of kid to be buried in spot the difference puzzles and picture books with hidden objects on every page? If so, you may have found solace in Finders Keepers. For this game show, 2 teams of 2 kids would be given a picture with a few hidden images, after which they'd be given a clue and have to buzz in to circle the correct object. The more correct answers meant the more rooms you got to search in the house. Once inside, teams had to search their respective rooms to find an object related to a clue.
That you guys got 125, the red team is now in the lead with 175, but don't go away. Because when we return, the scores are gonna go crazy.
This was easier said than done, but the challenge, tension, and cleverly worded clues made Finders Keepers a pleasure to watch.
Doctor, what are you doing in the lab?
I'm glad you're here. It's my finest creation.
Ah!
Number 6, What Would You Do? This was one game show you may or may not have wanted to find yourself in, depending on how adventurous you are. In What Would You Do, anyone could be a contestant. However, most challenges required a good amount of bravery and courage. Anyone who volunteered to come onto the stage would be asked to do things like eat weird food, use your feet to pick up eggs, gargle water while singing, and put on a play based on Dudley Do-Right. Yeah, What Would You Do was a very weird show, but its nonchalant and fun-loving nature was a nice break.
On the count of 3, let's see what happens. Ready, audience? 1, 2, 3. Here's pie number 1, pie number 2, pie number 3, 4. Yes, we got him good there, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 5, Nickelodeon GUTS.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike O'Malley. Welcome to the Extreme Arena, home of Nickelodeon GUTS, the action sports show where kids live out their greatest sports fantasies.
Imagine if the Olympics were a tad bit weirder and designed for kids. The end result would be GUTS, Nickelodeon's sports show where kids took part in extreme challenges. It seemed like there was no limit to the show's creativity, with contestants firing arrows while tied to bungee cords, swimming against a wave pool, or, of course, running through massive obstacle courses. The show proved to be so popular that it ended up getting 2 spin-off shows, Global GUTS, which featured contestants from other countries, and My Family's Got GUTS, which narrowed the contestants down to 2 families. Number 4, Figure It Out.
Let's watch as they try to figure it out.
It pays to keep secrets, especially if you competed on Figure It Out. The title may be simple, but don't underestimate its difficulty. A panel of contestants must ask yes or no questions to figure out the talent of the guest or guests of the show. Should the panel fail, the guest receives a fabulous prize in the form of used props from other Nickelodeon game shows or toys and gift cards. While the show only stuck around for a couple of years, it saw a brief revival in 2012 and 2013, hosted by Brain Surge's Jeff Sutphin. Here's hoping it'll come back again in the near future.
Does it involve pageant?
No.
Number 3, Nick Arcade.
Hey, thank you, Andrew, and welcome to Nickelodeon Arcade, where your video savvy and video game skills are put to the ultimate test.
Nickelodeon was doing the whole esports thing way before we even knew what an esport was. Well, kind of. Nick Arcade had contestants step inside the world of gaming to complete a variety of different challenges.
Pop quiz! All right, pop quiz. I'm gonna do some questions. You're gonna give me the correct answer, hopefully. The categories today in the mall are the superhero shop, man's best friend, awesome threads, dude, and would you like fries with that?
While it may look cheesy due to the advancements in virtual reality and chroma key technology, our child minds were freaking out about how realistic it looked. Yeah, they weren't stepping into anything familiar like Donkey Kong or Pac-Man, but the creative concept had us begging our parents to bring us to Orlando.
Jason, you get to choose from Shadow of the Beast, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Marvel Land is out of it, King of the Monsters, and ActRaiser.
Number 2, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
The Legend of the Treasure of Anne Bonny.
Well, one of these 6 teams will have a chance to retrieve the treasure of Anne Bonny.
Nickelodeon was really good at creating game shows that evoked a sense of adventure. If you weren't a fan of Nick Arcade's virtual worlds, you were most likely watching Legends of the Hidden Temple. 12 kids are divided into 6 teams and must compete in a series of physical challenges and trivia questions. The last team standing gets a shot at exploring Olmec's temple to find all 3 pieces of the Silver Monkey to retrieve an artifact.
Find the right torch holder that will allow you to enter the shrine of the Silver Monkey.
With its suspenseful moat races and guards waiting to ambush players, this was Nickelodeon's most intense game show. The good news, it's getting a 2020 reboot for adults. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
When you're all done and everything is correct, you come all the way back down here and buzz in. First one to buzz in with no mistakes wins. Ready? Think fast.
That's right. We're looking for a few good kids. Kids with smarts. Kids with ambition. Kids who are willing to share their prize money with me. No, I'm only kidding. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Make the Grade.
This is a game based on an actual legend. 2 teams will have 4 days and 5 nights to investigate the ghost story that haunts their camp.
Before we even start, we got a Slimulator overload. You won without even playing. We got a slime it. We got a clear prize. Tyler, that was probably the easiest game you will have ever played in your entire life.
Will anyone get hooked into a fishy challenge? Plus, rah-rah, sis, boom, ba, will these girls find a ma or pa? And will anyone let these 2 spray the day away? Are you ready? Get set, yo!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Double Dare.
We're going to come back with round 2 with a Dollars Double. Anything can happen and usually does here on Double Dare, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
What Nickelodeon fan hasn't heard of Double Dare? Before Legends of the Hidden Temple made its mark, Double Dare had families gathered around their TV screens ready for a night of trivia and quick challenges. Double Dare is more than just answering questions. The team in control can dare their opponents to answer the question, but their opponents have the power to double dare right back. If a team is met with a double dare, they must answer the question or take part in an often messy physical challenge. The show was such a hit, it was revived in the year 2000 and again in 2018.
On your mark, get set, go! All right, tell them where to go. Tell them left or right. Tell them left or right. We got one. We got a winner. Right over here.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.